Hey guys, back at it with another roulette strategy to put against a survival test. This test was created in a longer format to highlight the potential pros and cons of a strategy, weeding out the good ones from the bad ones. Then as a community, we modify and refine the good ones to make them even better. If it survives that process, we can then program it into the new Viper Strategies software on my other channel. Link to the channel will be in the description below if that's something that interests you. On this test, every strategy will get a fair shake at 90 spins. That equates to about an hour and a half of live playing time in the casino. So there will not be a time limit. We are going to play out all 90 spins or until the system fails. All results are unedited. All videos are posted, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Every system will receive a grade on performance that's posted at the end of each video. And if you are new to the channel and want to join us on the quest to finding the best, subscribe now and hit that notification bell to stay up to date, because it won't hurt you none, but it might help you some. Hey guys, in today's video, I got another, and I thought I was done with this, but I got some feedback and it was a small little adjustment on the Roulette Jackpot. I thought I was done with that little mini series, but I thought it was ingenious. Okay, so let me just back up a little bit. A couple days ago, I posted the 1-2 step. Now, I originally posted it using a negative progression and was corrected that I should be using a positive progression. So I was like, okay, so I made that adjustment and it actually panned out well. Then I got some feedback and said you should try that with Roulette Jackpot. Putting that, because that's running on a negative progression. And I do want to go ahead and give this a go today, and this will probably be the last one, but I was interested in it because I do have this Roulette Jackpot strategy already implemented and programmed into the new software. So if you guys have not checked that out already, the link is always in the description below to the new channel. And I've already ran a test on it, panned out great. But I was very intrigued with this small but potentially big change. So enough talk, and let's just jump right into it. We are doing dollar units. I'm also going to keep what Schnauzer Bites recommended, because I was doing 1, 2, 3 for the first 3 bets. I'm going to follow the adjustment of 1, 2, 4. And in this case, that first initial part, I'll explain as we go, but this one's going to be a hybrid. A hybrid in the sense that it's going to have a negative progression, but it's also going to have a trigger point where we get into a positive progression. Okay, and I'll explain it once we get to that point. So last 2 hit, I'm going to go ahead and follow. There's $1. Spin number 1. And I really think this is going to pan out well today. So let's see what happens. Okay, there's a win right off the bat. Beautiful. We're going to go ahead and collect and rebet. Staying at base level. There's a loss. We're going to simply double. And we got the hit. So we just go back to base and keep it safe. $1. I'm just simply, these first 3 levels, I'm just following the winner. Nothing crazy. And of course, right now you can see it's a negative progression. Anybody that doesn't know what that means, that just simply means on a loss is when you increase your bet. Okay, so we got back-to-back losses. Now we put $4 over here. And I know it looks like martingale because it technically is, but this is like a soft martingale. We're not going to continue this. So if we don't get this hit right here, it's going to trigger the next phase of the progression. But we got it. Beautiful. So that put us into a new session profit. So we're going back to base and keep it safe. New session is at $3. So this first part of this progression does slow things down a little bit. I've brought it up on some of the previous videos. It could be an option to take this part out and just jump straight into the next phase. But I like it. So we lost 2 right there, so we go 4 here. If we lose here, it's going to trigger some changes. And we did not. We got another hit, which is nice. You basically get 3 chances to recoup all your money plus 1 unit. So back to base. Now we're up $4. So this might be a keeper for any of you guys that like a lower and slower progression. $2 on the high end. And we got it. So we reset back to base. Let's see if we could get to that next phase a little quicker. I'm just going to hold the bet here. Instead of following the winner, I'm just going to hold the bet on one side. And we got it. Let's see what happens next. This is spin number 10. Flying through it. Session highs at $6. And we got another high number. We're going to rebet and spin. We're in print mode right now. And another high number. All right, we got a loss finally, so we're going to 2 units. And we got to win again, so we go back to base. We're up $9. $12 reds a loss. We go to 2 units. And we got the hit again. We're going to repeat. Actually, we're going to go back to base level bet, $1. I'm going to give it another 5 spins. If it doesn't trigger the next part of the progression, I'll just jump right into it. Because this could be slowing it down a little bit. But I do want to highlight this part. I think Schnauzer Bites gave some great input. Just making that small little adjustment. And look, we're on a winning streak. Beautiful. Okay, so we keep winning. Let me just jump into the next phase. So like, let's say, I'm just gonna explain it real quick. We lost 1, then we go to 2, and then we go to 4. Say we lost 3 in a row. So now we have $4 on the 19 to 36, right? Those first 3 levels, we were playing a negative progression, just meaning that you add on losses. Now what's happened at this point, it's going to trigger a positive progression. So what we're going to do is we're going to add our first corners in at on the same side, the high numbers, because that's where we have it at, and it would be the same if you're on the other side of the board. And we're putting in $1 each, right? So first 2 corners go in, and then this 19 through 36 stays at $4, and we spin. And I'll explain what we do on losses and wins. Okay, we got a loss at this level. Okay, so on losses, we're holding the bet. This is foot off the gas. We're not increasing on losses. We're not in negative progression anymore. We're in positive progression. So if we get a hit like we just did, I believe, we sure did. We got a $20 hit. Let's see where that put us. That shot us up to a new session profit of $27. Okay, so when you're playing like this, you want to have like some mini profit goals, right? For the night, you probably have like a profit goal in your mind, like I want to make $200 tonight. But when you're playing the system, you want to have those mini profit goals. So I'm gonna hold it here, okay, and I'm gonna shoot for $20 in profit. Let's shoot for $10 in profit. So 27. If I get near $37 in profit, I'm gonna go ahead and reset back to base. Okay. So since we got a win, we are going to go on a positive progression. We're simply adding the next set of corners. So on the second set of corners go in, the high-low still stays at 4. Okay. So this is spin number 20. All right, that is a push. So the bet stays the same because that's not a win and that's not a loss. There's an $18 hit. Beautiful. Look at that. We're already up $45. Okay. So we definitely passed that $10 mark. Maybe I'll just set it at 20. So the next 20, we're going to try to get to 60. Okay. So we're going to go back to base, keep it safe. And I'm not going all the way down a base. I already showed you that part of the progression. It slows things down. You've seen earlier. So I'm going to just jump in at this point. Add in the 2 corners. See what we get. We're at 45. We're shooting for 60 bucks next. Just to keep nice round numbers. I know that's only $15 profit, but okay, so we lost there. Bet stays here. The idea behind this is to stop the bleed and ride the waves of streaks. So we got 34 red, and that's another hit. That's 11 bucks. That put us at 50. We're not at our goal. So on wins, we increase. This is now a positive progression. Okay, and the bet on the 19 to 36 stays the same at this point. If we get another win and we're not quite in session profit, I'll explain at that point. But we got a 27. That's a $9 hit, and that's about as close to 60 as you're going to get. So I'm going to reset back to the new base. 4 bucks there, 2 on the corners. And I'm keeping it on this side of the board just to keep it simple. There's a lot of people new to the channel and new at this game as well. So I do try to be thorough when I explain these videos. So on that loss, remember, negative progression has been changed to positive progression. So we're not increasing on losses. All right, we got a $2 hit. We are not in our session profit goal, which is now 80. Set at 80. So we're going to go ahead and add in another 2 overlapping corners. And those center numbers are going to be some jackpot hits. At this level, we don't increase the 19 to 36 just yet. There's also another trigger that will increase that point too. But we got a nice big jackpot number. Look at that. Almost there. We're at 73. We're not quite there. So we're going to add in one more. This is going to be the last one that goes in, okay? So that you got one, and then you got the second set of corners and the third set of corners. So at this point, we're going to spin. Actually, this point triggers the Padavon. So I'm following a sequence called Padavon. It's similar to a Fibonacci sequence. It's just a little bit slower. But I'm doing it modified. So I'm going to jump in because I'm going to jump in just adding 1 at this point. I'll have that progression down below. I'm going to show you the full progression, but I'm also going to show you the modified where we jump into that progression, and it'll make sense once you see it. All right, so let's spin and see what we get right here. All right, we got another win, I believe. That's a 19 red, $8 win. We are at 81 is the new session profit. Beautiful. So that's a trigger to go back to base because we set those little milestones of 20 bucks. And you could set them wherever you want. I'm just showing you demo purposes. So our base level bet is going to be right here, 4 bucks, and then the 2 corners. Now we're shooting for 100 bucks to reset. This is spin number 30. $2 hit. So on wins, remember, we go and add 2 more corners at this level. We're up to $83 in profit. We got a loss right there, so we're going to foot off the gas, hold our bet right here. There's another loss. Foot stays off the gas. Simply rebet and spin. And you can see how it's saving us money. Because if we would have kept adding, we would have been slowly losing more and more money. Okay, so we lost again, so we're going to simply hold the bet and respin. Now it doesn't fully stop the bleed. I should rephrase that and say it slows down that bleed. Okay, so we're waiting for the board to adjust and come back to the other side. And the idea behind this is to protect your bankroll. So we got a 23 red. That's a high number, and that's a push. So we're also going to hold our bets right here on pushes because that's not a win. That's not a loss. Those pushes are like we don't see them. All right, finally got a good number. That's a 31 black. Let's see what it paid out. It's only 9 bucks, but at this point, we're going to go ahead and add in our third set of 2 corners. And then we're going to follow the Patagon sequence from here on forward. That's a $17 hit. That put us back up to 77. Not quite there. So at this point, we're going to go from 5 to 7 right here. And then all these are basically going to just level up 1. Every time we increase on the progression, those go to 1. The 19 through 36 is going to follow the Padavon sequence. And we got a 21 red. That's not a jackpot number, but it's a nice $13 win. One more of those and we'll be able to reset. Okay, so we did win, so we're going to go up again. So 7 goes to 9, and these go up 1 unit. Another good number. So $18 put us into a new session profit of $108. Okay, so at this point, we're going to go back to base, and that's 4 here, here, here. This is spin number 40. We are near the end. Let me rephrase that. We are nearly halfway there. All right, there's a beautiful win at base level. We like that. We are in a new session profit of $119. Definitely going to collect that, rebet, and spin. Oh, you know, I got too excited with that. I should have increased the bet. That was my bad, but you can see we got a low number, so it actually saved a little bit of money on that mistake. Sorry. I'm sorry, I'm human. Okay, look at that. Old habits. I wanted to increase the bet on a negative progression. So we're going to hold the bet here since we lost. And we got a 26 black. And is that a hit? That's a $2 win. Beautiful. We're going to collect that. And we're going to go ahead and add in the next set of corners. All right. So our high was 19. We're shooting for 140. There's a loss. So we're going to simply rebet and hold it right here. Foot off the gas. Slowing the bleed. Not stopping it, slowing it. Putting a little tourniquet on there. Okay. Lost again. We're going to hold the bet right here. There's a $9 hit. We're going to increase, adding the next set of corners, and then this goes up to 5. And a lot of low numbers coming out. So like I said, I'm playing it very stagnant, keeping it the same so I could show you how this works. You could always flip-flop sides of the board. It's always good to pay attention and seeing how the spins are coming out. Sometimes they're very streaky. Sometimes they're very choppy. So we got the win right there. We're going from 5 to 7 right here, and we're going to go ahead and level up 1 unit a piece on all those corners. And let's see if we could get one of those jackpot numbers. That'd be nice right now. We haven't hit one for a while. We keep hitting these outside numbers, which still pay pretty good. You can see we're back up to 118. Our high was 119. So from 7, we're going to 9, and we're going to ladder up 1 unit on the corners. Trying to get to 140 or near it. And we got a 13 black. That's a loss, so we're going to just simply rebet and spin. Foot off the gas at this point. There's another loss, so we simply rebet and spin. Another variation of this is it's called d'Alembert. It's just where you go forward on wins or losses, and then you'd go reverse the opposite. All right, that was spin number 50. Another loss. We're going to just simply rebet and spin. And look at that, ton of low numbers coming out. And that just ate up all our profit gains. But we're gonna roll out the entire system, or the entire length of the video, and see if it can come back. That's why we do long format, because it shows pros and cons. And I believe this is the lowest we've been so far. And we got a $20 hit, 20 black, and that's $45 hit. We're up 28 bucks. So we're gonna go from 9 to 12, and then these ones ladder up 1 unit. If I could place the bets correctly, we will spin. And another low number comes out. Look at that. We're gonna hold the bet here and spin again. And that is a 31 black, $24 hit. We're not in session profit, so we're going to positive progression goes 12 to 16. And then we level up 1 unit right here. There's another loss, so we simply rebet and spin, foot off the gas. And we're on a super long drought right now, currently minus 30, and we missed another one, so that's going to dip down lower into our bankroll. Will it? Can it come back? Minus 76. Finally got a high number. It's not one of the jackpot numbers, but it gave us $31 back. Simply hold. Oh, I screwed up the back. Trying to fly through this test. Saved us a little bit of money because the one hit, but I was supposed to increase. So we lost right there. We're going to hold our bet here. This is spin number 60. We're in the hole right now, minus 91. 19 red, so that is a high number, but it's still not a jackpot number. So we're going to need a lot of those wins to come back. And I did it again. Gosh, damn it. Sorry, guys. And once again, saved us a little bit of cash on that mistake. All right, rebet. Hold it here. I'll try to focus a little bit more. Okay, so we are going to increase because we got to win. So this goes 16. Next is 21. So right about now would be a great time to hit one of those center numbers. Those are jackpot numbers. So when they hit big, and we're going to get a lot of money. 26. Is that a jackpot number? It sure is. 93 bucks. Still not quite enough to get us back in profit, but let's go ahead and increase again. So we are going 21 to 28. So at this point, you could see playing those first 3 steps will slow the progression down quite a bit because we got another loss. So we're going to simply rebet, hold it here. Now we're kind of teetering up and down at this point. There's a 31 black. What did that give us? 49 bucks. So we go level up again. So the next level in the sequence is 37 here. These go up 1 unit. 8 bucks a piece. So we are super high in the progression, but we're only minus 3. And that's a big whack right there because that's another loss. We're not going to increase. Simply rebet and spin. Oh boy. Another bad one. Rebet and spin. Come on, guys. Let's get a good win right here. Couple jackpots should get us in profit. That 26 black came in. Another winner. That's $133 in profit. Dude, if we get another one of those, we could reset. So let's go up again. So from 37, we're going to 49 right here. These all go up 1 unit. This is spin number 70. 24 black is a hit. What did that give us? 76 bucks. We are up. We're back in profit. Only 36 bucks, but we are back in profit. So 49, we are going super high. Let's hope it stays on this side. We've got 2 in a row so far. 1 more and we could reset. I'm sure of it. Maybe. We'll find out. Oh, geez. Another loss. We're going to repeat this bet and spin again. $32 is a good number, and that gave us $185 back. You can see we're up 96 bucks right here. So personally, I would adjust the system and don't follow too true because the bet placement is very high right now. I'd be happy to reset here. I probably would have reset earlier when we're up 36, knowing that I could recoup that money. Okay. But with that being said, I'm still going to run it through the gauntlet, and we are going to level up following the progression. So 65 now goes to 86. go back to $1. We're going to add $1 here, here, and here. And let's see what we get here. Hopefully a good number. 20 is a beautiful number. That is back-to-back jackpots, back-to-back wins. New session profit came back with vengeance. $314. Wow. And the lowest we got down to was minus 106. That's what I have written down. I always go back and check because sometimes I lose track of that part. Okay, finally, guys, we could go back to base. That was a long losing streak. But that's why we run these videos, to show you the ups, the downs, the pros, the cons, and also gives you ideas how you can adjust and make this system potentially better. So we're foot off the gas right here. We are at spin 75. We have 15 to go. $2 win. We go ahead and foot on the gas and add 2 more corners in. Let's get some early wins to, make up for that long losing streak. That was ridiculous. Bet stays here. Spin again. All right, 28 black is a good number. 9. Okay, we're at 314. We're going to increase in the progression. We were at 314. And we got an 18 red. That's a miss. So we're going to hold the bet right here and spin again. Oh, 32. I love you. 32 came out again. We're at 317. Let's go ahead and add from 5 to 7 following the progression, laddering up 1 more unit right here. Let's see if we can get another hit. Come on, high numbers. There's a loss, so we're going to simply rebet and spin. This is spin number 80. And those low numbers keep hitting. All right, after this, we got 9 spins to go, and we could wrap up the test. There's a high number. That's going to be a good payout, 13 bucks. We're going to go ahead and go from 7 to 9 here, and then we're going to ladder up the rest. $24 is a hit. That is $18 coming back to us, and that put us to 310 in session profit. We're going to rebet, and we're going to increase in the progression since we hit. So that 9 goes to 12 on 19 to 36, and we ladder up. Bet stays here. All right, there's a 20 black. I know that's a jackpot number. That's a $60 return. We're going to go ahead and reset right here. We're up 334. Let's reset here just to keep it safe. Base level bet. Spin 85. New session high is 334 bucks. We lost right there, so that was a good move to reset. We're going to hold the bet right here and spin again. And look at that. Another loss. Hold the bet. Simulator doing simulator kind of things. Oh, well, we got a good win right there. There's 20. Yeah, well, that's only $2. All right, so we increase in the progression. Couple more spins to go. There's another miss, so we're going to hold our bet right here. After this, we have 1 more spin to go, so it definitely did survive the test. I wouldn't say no problem. We got kind of low there. What is that? $9. We are in a new, no, not new session profit. Let's go ahead and on our last spin, let's go up the progression and let's see if we can end on a big jackpot win. This is spin number 90. It did survive the test. And of course, we lost. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a little review on this strategy. Ended on that loss. We ended at positive $314. We did peak out at $334, so keep that in mind. Something like this with the positive progression, even though the bets got kind of uncomfortably high, we only went down minus 106 into our bankroll. So that has, of course, I'm gonna double check back, make sure that's true. But I don't know what you guys think about this one, because I think that positive progression, there's some good to it, and with long progressions like this, it could potentially be really good. To where, like I said, doesn't stop the bleed. I recorrected. It slows the bleed. You just put in a tourniquet until those numbers shift back over to your side. Also, another good tip is I played it ill-advised. You can see I favored one side of the board. I did that just for demo purposes to see if it would win. I really like to stress test these. So I do kind of, I wouldn't do this personally. I'd probably just read the board. If it's chopping, I could hold my bet. If it's streaking like it did most of the time, most of these numbers that came out today, they seem to be on the low side. So when that happens, I would probably just switch over there, hold my bets over there until things change. And then that way you could ride out the wins, because you could see it did endure quite a bit of losses, did recoup all its losses plus some, and we ended up with some pretty solid profit. I'm going to say you could probably get away using $500 in bankroll. I just don't see this happening on real casino data. But if you guys like this modification, let me know. Like I said, that small tweak along with Schnauzer Bite's small tweak, beautiful. And maybe we would have never even got that high in the progression if I continued to play those first 3 levels of bets, where those first 3 levels were 1, 2, 4, playing a negative progression. Every win at any level resets you plus 1 unit of profit. So anyways, like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And I think this, I don't know if this is going to be the last one, but this is implemented into the new software on the new channel. So if you're interested in seeing more of this one ran on the channel, go ahead and like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments over there, and I could run it again, because this might be a good one to put against what I call the stress test. I have a stress test where I just run hundreds, thousands of spins. Okay, I just posted one today, which is probably going to be a few days back because I'm recording early. But it's on there, and I did run one from Bet with Mo called Elevate, and it survived 1,000 spins. I actually stopped it early because even though it's spitting out data fairly quick, man, it's very time consuming. Not so much for you guys, because when I edit the videos, I just sped it up ×4, just so it's how many people want to sit there and watch every spin? If you do, let me know too on that. But like always, till next time, guys, be cool, stay cool, peace.